next to Vinny Guadagnino from MTV's Jersey Shore. His book, Control the Crazy, My Plan to Stop Stressing, Avoid Drama, and Maintain Inner Cool, made it onto the New York Times bestsellers list. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
And thank you for the time as well.
Congratulations for pronouncing my name the right way.
Well, you know, fellow Paisan, last name's Aversa, so, you know, I got your back, Vinny, at least on that. You talk early in the book about how you were surprised to get cast for Jersey Shore, and I heard a very funny story the other day that Jersey Shore was initially intended for VH1. Did you know about this or no?
I did, yep.
Do you want to tell this story or?
Well, I mean, when I applied for it, there was an application that was actually a VH1 application, and it was asking for, you know, like orange people that have like really spiky hair and big muscles and stuff, and I like took a little offense to that, and I said, no, you know, that's not everybody that goes to the Jersey Shore. Some people have educations and family, but still like to party, and you know, just got me in the door, and they picked me.
But I guess it makes, in hindsight, it makes a little more sense that they did pick you because the show was kind of geared towards, I guess, like a 25 to 34 demo. It was going to be on VH1. So the fact that you were educated and well-spoken kind of made sense, even though you didn't fit what they were looking for on paper.
You know, you need diversity in the cast. You need a spectrum. You know what I mean, from light to tan, and that's why you pick me, because you want people want to identify with different types of people. So if you had all the same cast member, it wouldn't really be an entertaining show, right? So you know. So
as I mentioned, you wrote this book. You open up about a lot of different things, including the anxiety that you've dealt with. Why a book as opposed to maybe just doing a campaign or something like that, or a PSA or?
Well, you know, I want to do all those things, and I do PSAs all the time. Usually more for bullying, but all these things tie into each other. You know, they're all. It's just about, you know, feeling like just getting stressed out and feeling down. And you know, we're gonna do college speaking tours next, where I get to speak to colleges, not just colleges, but you know, like Tony Robbins type things, where I get to go around and share my experience and do
motivating people in a sense and inspiring, kind of like you're doing with this book.
Exactly. The book is just the epicenter of it all. You know what I mean? It's just something that everyone can always relate back to and hear the story and, you know, look at my techniques. Because if I just went in a place and started talking about, you know, ego and all that stuff, people are like, wait, what? So at least, like, you know, the readers can know what I'm talking about, and then I can go around and do PSAs and all that stuff. I want to keep this going, you know, my whole life if I could.
You mentioned in the book as well that you started opening up on set about what you were dealing with to a therapist, an on-set therapist. Was he actually, because you refer to him in quotations as, I think, Dr. G, right?
Dr. B.
Or Dr. B.
Yeah.
Was he an actual doctor or no, that they have on set?
Yeah, he's an actual doctor. He wasn't on set all the time, but, you know, if ever we need anything when it comes to, like, stress, the reality show is a very stressful place, any show, so they always have somebody that they can go to. You
mentioned in the book checking your ego, not getting involved with a lot of drama, not trying to start drama. And I immediately thought to myself, you know, when we get ready for season 6 here, you're going to have a sit down with the situation and, buddy, here's my book. Maybe you should read this.
Well, a lot of people don't see. I've been talking to them since the first season, you know, like I always spread that message in there. And whenever, like, they get into a fight, whenever Mike does something bad, he always comes to me right beforehand and goes, he's like, Vin, he's like, I'm going to do something. And I'm like, all right, you know, because he knows that I'm going to give him the look afterwards. Right. Basically, yeah, they're all aware, and I'm like the Dalai Lama of that house. And and they all come up and ask for advice. And, you know, they accept their consequences. Like, Mike does something wrong and then looks at me, he's like, I know, bro, you don't have to say it. So I've been educating them, and, you know, they're very receptive of it. They love it.
And you've been doing that since season 1.
Yeah.
But that must have made it even more surprising for them when, after you leave for part of season 5, you come back and you finally tell them, this is what I've been dealing with. They must have been even more shocked about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, when it was happening to me, they really didn't know what to do. They're like, what do you want? You want strippers? You want, like, you know, I'm like, no, guys, that's not what I need right now. But the reason why, you know, this is why, you know, this is kind of, anything that ever happens to you can be looked at as a positive thing, because the reason why I know all this stuff and that I have a book and that I'm very knowledgeable in spirituality and all that is because I've gone through it. You know what I mean? So it has its ups and downs.
Wrapping up with Vinny from Jersey Shore here on the Ralphie Radio Show. I was speaking with Dina a couple weeks ago, and I asked her if MTV had asked her to recruit any new members for Team Meatball, and she said no. Do you have any idea what you're walking into this summer into that house, or?
I never really do, honestly. We have a basic format that we know that we're going to get into. When I first started, I didn't know what I was walking into. now at least I know who's going to be there. You know, I know that Snooki's pregnant and Mike was just going through something, so I just know as much as you do, and I'm just gonna go there and just be like make the best of it. Usually I kind of stay out of all that anyway, you know, and stay in my own lane, so I don't think it's gonna affect me too much, but it definitely should be different.